Does Anthony Yarde have no chance against David Benavidez? Are there still lions in the camp? Anthony Yarde is good. Some may say very good. But Benavidez, he just might be exceptional. With his triple left hooks and ferocious pressure, it's going to be a big ask. You know what? When it comes to Anthony Yarde, I think some of the criticisms that are leveled against him, some of the criticisms that are leveled against Anthony Yarde are not founded. And let me explain. A lot of people said he was a protected fighter, yet he fought Sergey Kovalev, who was a beast. Also, he fought Beterbiev, who is a beast, is a monster. And now he's going to be taking on Benavidez, a fighter that is very much feared. I actually saw his performance against Caleb Plant, and I think Caleb Plant is a good fighter. I think he had a good performance against Canelo, and I think he's technically very good, and he has good movement and good punching. But Benavidez's performance against Canelo, was phenomenal, simply phenomenal. So, and I've kind of answered this question, but it's an important question. What is Anthony Yarde's CV, and is it credible? And I would say, based on the two fights, the Sergey Kovalev and the Beterbiev fight, it's a good CV. Of course, these were losses, but they were losses to elite fighters, and they were competitive fights. I believe against Sergey Kovalev in round 7, he not only hurt Sergey Kovalev, but he nearly stopped him. I can't remember what round it was, but I think it was round 7. And that was a good performance. It was competitive. Yes, he was losing the rounds. Yes, he suffered the knockout. But he showed that he could persevere. He showed that he had patience. And when the opportunity came, he seized the moment. Kovalev, of course, a seasoned warrior, was able to override the storm. Of course, at that time, I believe he had Buddy McGirt in his corner. And Sergey Kovalev would have been a difficult opponent for anyone. Of course, this was not the same Sergey Kovalev that fought Andre Ward the first time. It wasn't the same Sergey Kovalev that fought Bernard Hopkins, but it was a strong Sergey Kovalev. And then we had the Beterbiev performance. And when you got Beterbiev, he's coming at you. He's coming at you, maybe not fast, but he's coming hard. And he keeps coming. And he punches, from what I've heard, Beterbiev punches ferociously. So this was, for him to take the Beterbiev fight is a testament to the heart of Anthony Yarde. It's a testament to the heart of Anthony Yarde. Let's briefly speak about his performance in that Beterbiev fight before we go and discuss more about his chances against Benavidez. Well, the one thing I liked in the Beterbiev fight was that short left hook that Anthony Yarde threw. So he was moving across the ring. He was using the jab more. That was good. However, he stopped using it in the middle rounds, but he was using the jab. He was moving, and he was throwing the short left hook, which he was timing Beterbiev in as he tried to throw the overhand right. That was really good. He also had this lead uppercut. So when Beterbiev would come towards the target, he would throw a lead right uppercut. And he also was composed under pressure. So when Beterbiev was putting pressure on him and was throwing loads of punches, Anthony Yarde was composed. He was composed. He could see everything that was coming. And that left hook in round 5, I think that hurt Beterbiev as well. And there was some punch creativity in that fight. I remember there was a double left hook and then a right uppercut to the body. So there was some good things in that fight. And yes, there were things to improve. He used the jab well at the beginning, but he needed to keep using the jab more. He was on the ropes too much, which allows Beterbiev. Funnily enough, Beterbiev doesn't even need to punch through the target, but being on the ropes against Beterbiev is a very bad idea. Also, there was instances where when Anthony Yarde would throw punches, Benavidez was able to turn him and push him back onto the ropes. But it was a strong performance, a very strong performance. And yes, he lost, and yes, he was stopped, but he showed character, he showed heart. Yes, there's things he can improve on, but he can take something very positive from that performance. Unfortunately, though, his recent form against Lyndon Arthur, some may say has a lot to be desired, because he knocked out Lyndon Arthur in the second fight in ferocious fashion after losing the first fight. But then in the third fight, I believe, I can't remember if it was a majority decision or a unanimous decision, but it was a closer fight. It wasn't the blowout of the second fight. So some may question the recent form. But can Anthony Yarde beat Benavidez? The answer to that is that he can, but it's all stacked against him. Similar to Benavidez will come, he will hunt, and the pressure keeps coming. So, yes, he could win. Of course he could win. Anthony Yarde punches really hard. If you walk onto a short left hook or a right uppercut, he can potentially knock you out. But what are the chances of him winning? At the moment, I'd like to give it a 60-40, but it's probably more a 65-35. And it feels like a lot would have to go right for Anthony Yarde to win. We definitely need to see the movement. We need to see more jabs. And we need to see a greater punch output. We also, and this will probably happen, he needs to get Benavidez's respect to lessen the punch output. He also needs to have a strategy to deal with the left hooks, the multiple left hooks, and he needs a strategy to deal with the body attack. It's going to be a hard fight, and admittedly, Anthony Yarde has admitted that this is a very, very difficult fight. But of course, he has a chance. But Benavidez, he's looking very special. I'm actually going to look at some more tapes of Benavidez. I was so impressed. I actually like Caleb Plant. I think he's a really good fighter. And I was so impressed. I was so impressed with Benavidez's performance against Caleb Plant. I think the only variable here in this fight is clearly, I think Anthony Yarde will be motivated to face Benavidez and will probably turn up in the best condition of his life. But will Benavidez take Anthony Yarde lightly? Does he properly understand his resume? Or will he take him lightly, and will this affect his training camp? And, you know, maybe it won't be the best Benavidez was to a course, which will increase the opportunity for Anthony Yarde to be successful. That will increase the opportunity for Anthony Yarde to be successful. Also, I'm not sure about the location, whether it's going to be based in Britain or whether it's going to be based in USA. But one thing I can say is that we need to give Anthony Yarde a lot of credit for taking this fight.